كل إنسان يحب نفسه, because people love themselves. The human being loves themselves. When that love becomes excessive, it's narcissism. But human beings love themselves. And Allah made us to love ourselves. Allah loves His self. Allah made us to love ourselves. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ. Save your own selves first, and then your families. Like when you're on the plane, they always give that message when the oxygen comes down. First, put it on yourself. Like before you can help somebody else, you have to help yourself. And so then he says, because حُبُّهُ لَهَا يُعْمِيهِ عَمَّ عَيْبِهَا. Your love of yourself will blind you from yourself's faults. And that's why one of the great blessings of suhbah, real suhbah, like true companionship. And this was the original purpose of like what they called the fuqara, the qawm, people that came. It was actually to so that they could show one another their faults, to help them become better. Now people get angry if you try to help somebody. They get angry. But that's one of the great blessings. The Prophet said, "Al-mu'minu mir'atu akhihi." The mu'min is the mirror of his or her brother or sister. What does that mean? What do you use a mirror for? Well, if you're a narcissist, you use it to admire yourself. But if you're an intelligent person, you're going to look, to clean up your mess, the egg on your face from breakfast, right? It's actually to fix your hair or do something to actually correct the defects. The Prophet looked at the mirror and he took very good care of his hair. There's actually a chapter of taking care of your hair in the books of Shama'il. He said, whoever's been given hair, let him honor the hair. Because it's a blessing to have hair. I mean, the three men, one of them was bald. On the three men that the angel comes. Do you know that hadith? That's my favorite hadith. I actually thought I wanted to do a children's story of that hadith, because it's such a good hadith. The angel, Allah sent an angel to these three different men. And so the first one, there was a bald man, a blind man, and a man who had skin disease. So he went to the skin disease, and he came in the angel came and asked him what he wanted. And he said he wanted his skin to be good. And so he said, and he cured him. And then he said, what kind of livestock do you like? He told him, I like sheep. No, I think it was camels or cattle. And then he goes to the next one, and he's bald. He said, I want hair. And so he, and then what kind of animals? He's cattle. So he gives him that. Then he goes to the blind man. He said, I want to see. So he gives him his sight. And then years later, he comes back in the form, for the first man, in the form of somebody with skin disease. And he asked him for charity. And he said, won't you give me one of your animals? He said, no, I don't have time for that. He just shoos him away. He said, weren't you like me? And God bless you with this? He said, no, I was always like this. And he said, well, if you're lying, may God return you to your original state. So all his animals died, and he got the skin disease again. Same with the man he went as a bald man to the man without hair. He said, weren't you bald like me? He said, no, I've always had this hair. My dad's had this hair. Right? And then he said, oh, if you're lying. When he went to the blind man, he saw himself. He said, take whatever you want, because you remind me of the way I was before. Allah bless me. But what was interesting in the hadith, the blind man wanted to see people. That's why he asked for his sight. He said, li aran nas, so I can see people. The other ones were worried about how people saw them. You see? So it's right there. Yeah, when that's your concern.